What's poppin', Attack Squad? It's your boy SatAttack with another one. You guys see the title. We're gonna check out grading every pick made in that top 10 of the 2022 NBA draft. Personally, I don't know nothing about NBA like draft. I'm like no college prospect. I don't know shit about them. So this is a good video to check out. Top 10. I don't even know who got drafted besides Chet Holmgren or something. Cause my boy's an OKC fan, so that's the only reason why I know he got drafted. Other than that, I don't know who got drafted, who they are, so we're gonna check this out. Come on, man, stop lagging. Let's check this out.
The big day has finally arrived.
OKC, that's
the
all I
NBA
know.
draft went down tonight, and let's just say there is a lot to talk about. In the coming days, I will continue to bring plenty of post-draft related content.
I don't even
but today we're going to
know how to feel about him. Like his body,
the top 10
alone is scary, bro. I heard he's like a center too, bro. Small forward, power forward. Like he like a big man, bro. He gonna get cooked by Giannis. He gonna get cooked by Embiid on the defensive end. He gonna get cooked by AD. Like, bro, this dude gonna be. I don't know about him, bro.
Specifically, we will be going through each pick made in the top 10, and
But
we'll be giving a grade to each selection based on a combination.
I mean,
of
if you're that skinny, you gotta be
his fit
stupid
with the
skilled to go
team,
top.
and whether or not the pick was a reach or not. Sometimes top talent slips and a team comes away with a big steal, and sometimes teams overthink things and draft a player much earlier than he probably should have gone, so we'll see how that went tonight. Before we start though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Starting off with the first pick in the draft this year, the Orlando Magic selected Paolo Banchero, and the grade here is a solid A. This came as a pretty big surprise to many, as
I ain't even heard of him, so okay. So tell me about him.
Almost through the entire pre-draft process, saw them reportedly interested in either Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren, and they never even worked out Paolo Banchero, but I like them picking him here for a variety of reasons. With Banchero, he's the player in this year's top 3 that, even though he probably has the lowest defensive ceiling, he has the highest offensive ceiling, and that matters a ton when discussing
Fuck defense!
The number 1 overall guy. When you give him the ball, he's always ready to attack off the dribble. He has outstanding footwork for a player his age. He's dominant in the mid-range, and he's strong and physical enough around the basket to finish through contact. He will need to improve as an outside shooter to become the star talent that we all think he can become, but regardless, he's got a bright future in Orlando. Next up is the Oklahoma City Thunder, who with the second pick selected Chet Holmgren, and the grade here is another A.
I've never seen this play. What the hell? I never seen that play.
Another A. I'll say it right now, this year's draft had a clear top 3, so the top 3 picks will all be getting good grades because nothing crazy happened. Part of what goes into these grades is the fit between the prospect and the team, and I absolutely love this pairing. The Thunder are still several years away from seriously competing and have demonstrated their priority is on fully developing their young talent for the future, and when Holmgren enters the NBA, that is exactly what he is going to need. In a low-pressure situation, he'll get plenty of minutes to adjust to the league's physicality while he works on adding muscle over time the next few years. The Thunder also not only needed a center to add to their core, but they're also in major need of perimeter shooting, so adding a center that can knock down threes as reliably as Holmgren does, while he's also a shot-blocking machine that can get out and run in transition, will make the Thunder even more of a fun team to watch. Next, with the third pick, the Houston Rockets selected Jabari Smith, and the grade here is surprise third pick, the Houston Rockets selected Jabari Smith. The grade here is surprise, surprise, another A. Most thought Smith was going to go number 1 overall tonight, but the Rockets will be very happy to snag him third here. If I'm being honest, Smith is probably the top 3 prospect that fits in best with the Rockets' young core because they already have a go-to scorer in Jalen Green to continue to develop, and they're in desperate need of defensive impact, and Smith at the NBA level is built to be a secondary offensive scoring option that knocks down threes at an elite level and takes advantage of mismatches, and
that
then
much, but
defensively,
if
he's the whole package
doing good,
that
now
can
y'all
defend
get like
all
a
5
big man.
positions at a pretty high level, which again
good
is
pick.
crucial for this young Rockets team. And he not only plays a position of need, but he can do a lot of the little things that help teams win games. Next up with the 4th pick, the Sacramento Kings.
Of course, it's the Kings that get a C, bro. Like they passed. I seen a picture of the Kings drafting, and like the pick before, they pick someone, and the pick right after, for like 3 seasons with like Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, and I forgot there was one more other person that they passed up on that went the pick after. Of course, Kings get a C, bro. Like, these boys always struggling.
That help teams win games.
Let's see why, though.
Next up with the 4th pick, the Sacramento Kings select Keegan Murray, and the grade here is a C. I'll be honest, this pick feels more like the Kings are trying to play it ultra safe instead of taking the best player available, and when you're picking this early on, that strategy tends to backfire. Everyone talks about this year's class being a draft with 3 clear top players, but Jaden Ivey is the clear-cut 4th best guy available, so passing on him very likely could bite them in the butt down the line.
Bro, if that shit happens again, bro, Kings need to get fired, bro. Everybody in the organization, goddamn, that was a struggle. But they all need to get fired, bro. Like, something they gotta move from sack or something, but they gotta do something, bro.
To win now,
that shit is
and
not
Murray
working.
is one of the oldest players in the draft.
Even though I live like
make
2 hours from
impact,
sack, so I can go watch the game.
Regard,
like,
it's fine. But realistically, they still have a long way to go before they're competing for anything significant. And passing on a talent like Ivy for this short-sighted goal is not a move that I'm a very big fan of.
Oh, he's shooting both hands.
Next up with the 5th pick, the Detroit Pistons selected Jaden Ivey, and the grade here is a very strong A. Pistons fans were incredibly disappointed on lottery night when they came away with the 5th pick, but having Ivy fall to them here makes a lot of that pain go away. They just drafted Cade Cunningham last year to build around, and now they have his backcourt running mate to pair with him for the foreseeable future. And as a duo, I really like their fit. Cade is a more under-control ball handler with terrific court vision and a fluid ability to create shots for himself. Then Ivy can switch things up and a fluid ability to create.
Let's go. We're never gonna watch you, but let's go.
Shots for himself. Then Ivy can switch
Pistons
things up and push the pace with his
channel.
blistering speed and explosiveness around the rim. This young backcourt can now give you a little bit of everything, and the Pistons' rebuild is off to a strong start. Up next with the 6th pick, the Indiana Pacers select Benedict Mathurin, and the grade here is a B-. Mathurin is a player who was a fringe lottery talent for most of the season until he exploded in March Madness, and then he followed that up by reportedly killing it in a ton of personal workouts with teams in the pre-draft process, resulting in him shooting up draft boards here. The Pacers just traded for Tyrese Halliburton to be their floor general to build around during their rebuild, and Mathurin will now be sliding in alongside him in the backcourt to be a scoring threat that will benefit from Halliburton's playmaking ability. I like the fit here a ton because I don't think Mathurin is someone that would excel in a role where the ball was in his hands too much, but Halliburton will make his life a lot easier early on so he can focus on his strengths, which are getting to his spots as a cutter, knocking down shots, and attacking the basket. In my personal opinion, there were better shot-creating guards available here, so the pick felt like a safe one, but not an ambitious one. Next, with the 7th pick, the Portland Trail Blazers selected Shaedon Sharpe, and the grade here is A. Trailblazers selected Shaedon Sharpe, and the grade here is an A. Listen, I know Sharpe is still a pretty big mystery to most because of his lack of experience playing against next-level competition, but he legitimately has the upside to end up being possibly the best player from this class, and while there are a lot of things that will need to go right,
them shots is nice, bro.
Possibly the best.
Competition might not be there, but like them shots is fade.
And while there are a lot of things that will need to go right for them to get there, I love the Blazers as a team to take that risk. The Blazers right now are in a mode where they're basically trying one last time to build around Damian Lillard and win games with him around there. but if it doesn't work out, then a rebuild might be on the horizon for them. If they go that route, Sharp is an incredible place to start as someone who arguably has the highest offensive ceiling in the class as a shot creator, finisher at the rim, and outside shooter. He's a big guard with a smooth handle that can jump out of the gym. And while some might not be as bought in on him as I am, I'm very high on Sharp's potential.
Yeah,
next up with the 8th pick, the New Orleans Pelicans selected Dyson Daniels, and the grade here is a B+. Daniels impressed scouts a ton, and the grade here is a B+. Daniels impressed scouts a ton in his time with the G League Ignite program, not because he's a flashy player that scores a ton of points, but instead because he's the kind of player that does the little things to win games while playing a selfless brand of basketball. The Pelicans are shifting more towards contending now, and they have...
Yeah, that's what Pelicans kind of need, bro. They just need Zion to come back, and they're set, bro. Because Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum and Zion gonna take care of the scoring. You feel me? They're gonna take care of the offense type shit. You gotta do a little things. They gotta get role players, and they'll be nasty.
Ingram and CJ McCollum. So a youngster like Daniels could prove valuable in their rotation because of his playmaking skills and defensive tenacity. Next up, the San Antonio Spurs selected Jeremy Sohan, and the grade here is a C+. The Spurs are one of the best organizations at developing talent, but if I'm being completely honest, it feels like for the 2nd year in a row, the Spurs have reached kinda hard with who they selected after taking Josh Primo in the lottery last year. So
great population like Bill Belichick. If you know, you know, bro. Just like they always reaching, bro. Like they always trying to outsmart people by reaching hella hard, bro. Like just pick the best player, bro. Stop trying to get y'all sleepers. Hardcore, like, bro, it's, bro.
That brings a ton of versatility defensively. He's a smart player as a 6'9" forward that has good court vision and a natural ability to find the open man, but offensively his upside is pretty limited as a scorer. He projects as a strong role player, which is fine, but not the kind of thing that most teams look for in the top 10 of a draft. And finally, with the 10th pick, the Washington Wizards selected Johnny Davis, and the grade here is a nice B+. Davis has an incredibly natural ability to score the ball, who has an incredibly advanced mid-range game in his arsenal. He comfortably gets into the paint and finishes well inside, and he's also one of the best rebounding guards you'll see, too, having grabbed 8 per game last season. His numbers became slightly skewed after he tried to play through an injury in the second half of the season, which hurt his overall efficiency, but at full strength, he's one of the best scoring talents available this year, and in Washington, he'll be a beneficial addition, all things considered. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Make sure
that's it, dude, for that video, man. Of course, Kings is one of the least ones, bro. They got the worst grade, which is a C-, I think. A C-?
Need of perimeter shooting, so adding a set.
What is C- or C? Because the freaking other team got a C. Spurs got a C.
And they're in desperate need of defensive impact, and Smith at the NBA level is built to be a secondary offensive scoring option that knocks down threes at an elite level.
Kings got the worst one. C, they got C. At least the Spurs got C+. You know? Of course, you can never leave it up to Kings to get a high grade, bro. Like Kings is always gonna miss on the draft pick, bro. Like I'm hoping Keegan Murray is a baller, bro, because I can go watch him anytime. But like, bro, what the hell? The Kings always reaching, bro. But that's gonna do it for that video. If you enjoyed that, subscribe and like, 2K, join the family. And we out. Let's get it.